Welcome to Pass the Customs Broker Exam. As our name states, our only goal is to help you prepare and pass the Customs Broker Exam. We have what we feel is the absolute best way for you to prepare and pass the Customs Broker Exam. Of course, that's speaking modestly, but we'll let you be the judge. This video is intended to give you an overview of what is covered, how it is covered, and how you can easily prepare to pass the Customs Broker Exam, which is the goal that we both share. Please do note that the program is always changing. It is being updated on a regular basis. Let's get started. In this lesson, we're going to discuss the benefits of being a licensed customs broker, what you need to do in order to pass the exam, what to expect from this online course, how the course is designed, how to navigate the course, and how the quizzes are structured. Before we even start, we want to congratulate you on taking your first step towards becoming a licensed customs broker. This tells us and your employer that you're not only interested in improving yourself, but you've taken action to do so. This license can greatly improve your life if this is what you choose. You will be able to work in any state in the U.S. and Puerto Rico without needing to revalidate the license or take the test again. You will be able to open your own brokerage office if that's what you like. You can be the lead broker or the licensing broker in a freight forwarding office or a brokerage office. You can be the broker for an import company. You can also provide consultation services for importers, as well as being a compliance officer in a brokerage company or in an import company, or even help importers create compliance manuals. There will be many opportunities and many ways that you will be able to use your customs broker's license to improve your life and that of your family. Now let's talk a little bit about this exam and the text. The material is legal writing. It can be a difficult and dense read that at times can be hard to understand and take some getting used to. Let me take a moment to help manage your expectations. And this is important. Not only is this material boring, but it is also written in legalese. Understanding legalese is not easy, especially if you do not have a legal background. You may need to read some of these areas multiple times. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to our private Facebook group or one of our brokers. Now let's talk about how you're going to prepare to pass this exam. It is extremely important that you highlight your customs regulations as you read, and especially so when you do the test questions or quizzes after each lesson. They will take you to the areas in the text that customs keeps coming back to, so you must highlight well. Now let's go over how this course is laid out and why. There are many lessons in this course. By the way, we use the word lessons, module, and sessions interchangeably. Please don't read too much into that. It all means the same thing. Each lesson is prepared depending on what is needed to assist you in learning the material. Some lessons have both an audio and a video component. Some lessons only have video. Some lessons have quizzes while others do not. The lessons are laid out in a specific format, and there are prerequisites, so you need to move from lesson to lesson. It is important to follow this order because although the book is not written in a linear format, meaning one part following another one in a logical sequence, the parts are more interwoven. The way the lessons are laid out are in a logical format that takes advantage of how the lessons interweave. So there is a reason for the madness. Please do follow the lessons and the prerequisites. It is structured like that for your benefit. The course is laid out and presented in this way to support student learning patterns for online classes. Now, learning happens using all your senses, and you will be hearing, seeing, and writing to help you remember and use the material for the exam. If you can find scented highlighters, I would suggest you use them. That just incorporates another sense into your learning pattern. Now, some lessons have an audio component. You must first listen to the audio portion if there is one. Remember, not all lessons have an audio component. The audio is more of a conversational lesson. Well, as conversational as one can get when reviewing legal writing. The video component is straight from the text. It is intended for you to listen and read the screen to allow you to receive the actual text information in two different formats at the same time. You will then need to do the reading assignment for each part that you are covering and highlighting as you read. If the lesson that you are on has a video and an audio component, your reading will be the third time that you're covering the material for that lesson. You will then need to do your quiz. Some lessons have multiple quizzes. That is because Customs keeps coming back to these areas with test questions. This just means you need to concentrate more on these parts. It is also very important for you to use your index when you do the quiz for each lesson. The index will get you familiar with where things are in the text. You will also need to personalize your index, but more on that later. There is a lesson that helps you power up your index and personalize it to you. The quizzes for each section are not timed, and you can take them as many times as you wish. Once you have completed a lesson, you will be able to move to the next lesson. You can always go back and review any previous lessons. You may repeat any lesson as many times as you like. Everything on this online course is specifically in the course with the sole purpose of preparing you to pass the customs broker exam. This course is not intended for you to learn the customs brokerage business. Your engagement is required. Because this is an open book exam, preparation is imperative. Your highlighting, your underlining, your tabbing is what will help you pass the exam. You're not required to memorize, although there are some concepts and timeframes that you must know. That is why the must-know questions were created. They are not previous exam questions, but rather information that will save you time in answering questions because you will not need to look one thing up to answer another question. You will understand as soon as you start answering the must-know questions. Now let's talk about the elephant in the room. The main resistance we hear from students on online learning is the feeling that they're not going to have a sense of community or classroom setting. They feel that they can learn more from a classroom setting than in an online setting. But we beg to differ. So let's look at some differences from a brick and mortar or a classroom setting versus an online setting. Students who prepare for the customs broker's exam are adult learners. When this course is done in a classroom setting, there are specific times when the class takes place. It might be Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, or it might be Tuesdays and Thursdays, or it might be all day Saturday. Nevertheless, there are specific times that you are required to be there as a student. Life happens, and many things get in the way of attending a physical class, like needing to stay late in the office, getting caught in traffic, being involved in an accident, your car breaking down, having to serve in jury duty, observing religious holidays, getting sick, or your family getting sick. And most parents know that kids don't get sick at the same time. Just as one is feeling better, the other one gets sick, which means more time is required to care for them. When this happens and you miss a class, the professor is not going to be able to repeat that class for you. You're going to miss all the material that he or she covered for that class period, and there really isn't a way to recover. In many offices, especially in this industry, employees tend to have bigger workloads that can create longer work days and keep them from attending class. But with an online class, you won't miss any lessons, and you can even access and repeat them many times. Let's take a quick look at the differences between a brick and mortar classroom and our online classroom. Both brick and mortar and online classrooms are instructor-led and have a student community. But our online community has the advantage of making it easier to reach out to other students taking this course without having to keep track of phone numbers or email addresses. In this course, our private Facebook group conveniently connects you to people who have joined our class so that you can ask questions and stay in touch. Both brick and mortar and our online classroom have accessible instructors, but our online instructors are available even after the typical 6 to 8 sessions of a physical class. Brick and mortar classes, though, are not flexible to your schedule. Those classes are set by someone else based on their availability, not on yours, and you need to adjust your schedule to fit those classes in. With an online setting, you can study at any time, 24/7. The lessons are available when you are available. A brick and mortar classroom cannot be remotely accessed from anywhere else, but our online classroom can. As long as there is a Wi-Fi connection, you can log in and study while you're at a doctor's office or waiting for a friend. In a brick and mortar class, you won't be able to review a lesson multiple times. Once the instructor finishes that part or section, they move on to the next. If something was or becomes unclear, you won't be able to listen to the information again. In an online classroom, you can repeat exercises and modules as many times as you like and review sessions until you understand the material. This is especially important considering the fact that educational studies have shown that statistically, students retain about 5% of what they learn in a lecture within 24 hours of the class, meaning that 95% of the material that was discussed has been forgotten and cannot be recovered. Repetition is crucial to the learning process. Reinforcing information allows you to dramatically retain more, and that's why the ability to go over a lesson as many times as you need to is crucial. And that is one of the many advantages our online class gives you. This is why an online course is the best option for you. It has all the advantages of a brick and mortar course without its disadvantages, which makes it an excellent choice for working adults. Now let's take a look at how we can navigate the course. This is what the home page looks like. You will need to select My Courses and log in. Type in your email address and your password and click on the Login button. The red progression bar at the top will let you know how far along you are into the course. The course is divided into different sections. Before you start, the customs regulations. The next section is the HTSUS, or the Harmonized Tariff Schedule. Here too you can find many lessons together with quizzes to help you understand and practice the questions for the exam. The next section is additional study areas, which are also areas that are covered in the exam and are not relevant to either the Harmonized Tariff Schedule or the customs regulations. And the final section is what to do the day before and the day of the exam. Let's take a closer look at one of the lessons. Let's look at 144, Warehouse and Re-Warehouse Entries, and Part 19, Customs Warehouses. When you open a lesson, you will first find the title of the lesson, and right below a hyperlink that will take you to the outline page, the page where we just came from. Following that, you will find the reading assignment associated with this lesson. You can also see how often this area is tested. For example, moderately tested, lightly tested, never tested, always tested, etc. And a reminder that you should always review the entire part. Always review the table of contents in each part. Following that, you will find the first audio lesson. This is the one with the sound waves on the face. Just below the audio lecture is the video lecture. Following the video lecture, you will find the button to take the quiz for this lesson. Slightly below the quiz button, you will find two boxes, one that will take you to the previous lesson and the next that will take you to the next lesson. Let's look at the quiz for this lesson. Each quiz will have between 1 and 30 questions. The questions are directly from previous exam questions. They all have 5 possible answers. You select the correct answer and click Next Question. Above each question, you will know how many total questions and what question you're on for this particular quiz. Once you've completed all the questions, the quiz will automatically be graded. This is just an example. I intentionally missed many questions because I want you to see how it looks. Once you've completed the quiz, you can also go over the questions that you've missed. At the bottom, you can find the Start Quiz button and retake the quiz. Remember, the questions will not be in the same order and the answers will not be in the same order. So even if a question comes up and you remember the question and the answer happened to be C, it will probably not be C the second time you see that question. So the idea is for you not to remember A, B, C, or D as the answer, but rather the actual answer for that question. And more so, where the answer is in the text and how to quickly navigate to that part of the text. Some of our lessons have assignments, and they can be found below the video for the lesson. We have made some material on our website public. For this video in particular, the assignment is to go over this article, which is how to make time to study. The link for the article can be found in the description below. And this assignment is crucial because this is not a hard exam. It is time-consuming. You must prepare for it. If you are prepared, you will find that the exam is not difficult. The great majority of students that prepare for the customs broker's exam are working adults. They have a family and they have a full-time job, so creating time to study is imperative. There are too many distractions, too many responsibilities, and too many other things going on in everyone's life that may prevent you from properly preparing for this exam. Remember that we also have a private Facebook group for registered students where you can communicate with us and other prospective brokers. If you have found this video helpful, please click on the like button and share with your friends. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us via email at questions@passthecustomsbrokerexam.com. Click on subscribe and remember to click on the bell to be notified when we post new videos. Thanks for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in class.